Hey there, fellow gardeners and plant enthusiasts. Welcome back to Smart Garden, where we dig deep into the mysteries of soil and uncover the secrets that make our gardens thrive. Today we're tackling a question that might sound unusual at first, but trust me, it's going to change the way you think about feeding your plants. Everyone talks about nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, but what if the real plant powerhouses are invisible to the naked eye? Forget everything you thought you knew about plant nutrition. We're about to reveal a surprising truth that could revolutionize how you feed your garden, pitting two microscopic titans against each other to see which truly rules the soil, the microbial mayhem, why your plants crave this battle. When you look at healthy, vibrant plants growing in your garden, you're seeing only half the story. Beneath the surface, an entire universe of microscopic life is working tirelessly to support every leaf, stem, and flower. You know, while commercial fertilizers certainly have their place, there's a whole world of biological helpers that can supercharge your plants in ways synthetic nutrients simply cannot match. It's pretty fascinating, isn't it? Today, we're diving into a comparison of two fascinating contenders in the plant nutrition arena, yeast and beneficial fungi, specifically mycorrhizal fungi. Both are technically fungi, but they play remarkably different roles in your garden ecosystem. It's amazing how diverse nature can be. So, yeast is that familiar single-celled organism you might know from baking bread or brewing beer, right? On the other hand, mycorrhizal fungi are these complex multicellular organisms that form intricate underground networks. It's really quite incredible how these tiny organisms can have such a big impact. Understanding how these two microscopic marvels work will give you powerful new tools for creating the healthiest garden possible. Let's start with yeast, the quick-acting dynamo of the microbial world. When you add active dry yeast to your soil, you're essentially introducing billions of tiny nutrient factories. As these yeast cells decompose, they release a treasure trove of essential nutrients including nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, the very nutrients your plants need most. But, yeast offers more than just basic NPK. It actually contains valuable vitamins, amino acids, and trace elements that can really stimulate robust plant growth. Perhaps most intriguingly, certain yeast species produce plant hormones like auxins and cytokinins, which actively promote stronger root development and, honestly, more vigorous shoot growth. Using yeast in your garden couldn't be simpler. Just mix about 1 tablespoon of active dry yeast with a gallon of lukewarm water, add a tablespoon of sugar to activate the yeast, let it sit for about 15 minutes until it becomes frothy, and then, water your plants with this mixture. The results can be surprisingly quick. Within days you might notice your plants looking perkier, with darker green foliage and increased vigor. This happens because yeast works fast, breaking down rapidly and making nutrients immediately available to plant roots. Additionally, yeast can compete with some harmful soil pathogens, offering your plants a degree of protection against root diseases. However, yeast does have its limitations as a standalone plant feeding solution. Its effects are temporary, lasting only as long as the yeast remains active in the soil, which typically isn't very long. So, think of yeast as a sprint runner. It's really excellent for those quick bursts of energy, but it's just not built for the long marathon, Once the yeast decomposes completely, its benefits kind of fade away, and you'll need to reapply it pretty regularly to keep those positive effects going. Yeast also doesn't fundamentally change your soil structure or create any lasting improvements to nutrient availability. It's kind of more like giving your plants a vitamin shot instead of, establishing a permanent healthcare system for them. Now, let's explore the true heavyweight champion of plant nutrition, mycorrhizal fungi. These remarkable organisms form what scientists call a symbiotic relationship with plant roots, creating a partnership that, honestly, benefits both parties in a really profound way. Mycorrhizal fungi produce these thread-like structures called hyphae that, extend far beyond where plant roots can reach. Sometimes, they spread several feet into the surrounding soil. It's pretty fascinating how these hyphae act like an extension of the plant's root system, dramatically increasing its absorptive surface area by up to, well, 1,000 times. So which microscopic helper truly delivers superior results? The answer might surprise you because, honestly, it's not quite as simple as declaring one winner. In a direct head-to-head comparison, mycorrhizal fungi provide more substantial and comprehensive long-term benefits than yeast. The real insight here isn't about choosing one over the other, but instead, understanding how both fit into a comprehensive plant nutrition strategy. Mycorrhizal fungi should be your foundation, applied during planting to establish that crucial long-term symbiotic relationship. If you found this deep dive into the invisible world of plant nutrition valuable, make sure to subscribe to Smart Garden and hit that notification bell so you never miss our explorations into gardening science. Share this video with fellow gardeners who are ready to move beyond basic fertilizers and tap into the power of beneficial microorganisms. Drop a comment below sharing your experiences with either yeast or mycorrhizal fungi in your garden. Let's keep learning and growing together, one microscopic ally at a time.